Ah, there we go. For those watching the VOD, I'm going to give it a few minutes just to let some other people get in here. Oh, my phone's falling. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Apparently my mount is not gripping as tightly as it used to. Also, apparently I can't find my own live stream. I don't know how this keeps happening. Greetings. So, usually I'd like to let a few more people pop in before I start. But I might just go for it. So, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, I got one of these things. So, this was, I don't know if you guys know what this is. If you've seen the Retro Future channel on YouTube, probably seen this. Elliot made a dual screen Game Boy Advance SP for shits and giggles, near as I can tell. And I don't know, it seemed like a cool project. And at one point he had told me I should make one. And well, I was at one point. I actually started working on a PCB after I saw his first video, and I got about this far. This is actually the second revision I have made. The first revision, because flat flex cables are actually kind of difficult. I accidentally got the connections reversed. So I made this. This theoretically fixes that problem, but I never actually assembled this board, so I have no idea. But the plan was to use this with one of these cables, so you don't have to try slicing up one of these things to feed through. And then you just put a short cable to connect from here to here. And then you have your two connectors, top and bottom there. But I never actually assembled it. I'll have to try and assemble it and see if it works. And if so, then I'll go and throw it up on my GitHub so that people can still make one of these things if you want. But unfortunately, these are no longer available from Jelly Belly Customs as far as I can tell. It was a limited time thing, and I got the very last one. So this one was sent to me from Elliot himself. He sent me a nice hand-signed postcard. Super nice, super cool. Check out his channel if you want. I did throw some links in the description to a couple of his videos specific to this kit. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I've got... Do I want to take that one? Yeah, I'll take this one apart. Why not? I am fairly certain that this is a perfectly working Game Boy Advance, but let's double check. looks good. Well, it works. Yeah. Good enough. Notice the lighting's a little bit better. Interesting. I'll say no more, but I'm just happy that's working. Ooh, that's gross. That is not a 001 in a 101 shell. This is a 001 in a 001 shell. Game Boy Advance SPs came out in multiple regions, and the colors for the models are different in a few of those regions. For example, Japan got Pearl Pink AGS 001s, which happens to be where this is from. Only the US got the Pearl Blue and Pearl Pink colors in 101, I believe. Or at least that was the only way to get those colors. You had to buy 101, unless you imported one. And as far as I'm aware, Graphite only came out in Pearl, or in AGS 101 color variants. Yeah, I think every region except for the US got 001 pinks. And blues, for that matter. So normally, I would take this apart and continue extracting that screen. But that seems like a whole lot of effort for a screen that's kind of gross. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll pull it out anyway, just to completely strip down this shell. Mostly because I just need screws. Alright, so that speaker's stuck in there. That's cool. Alright. Nah, pink's fine, but this was in my donor pile because it's kind of gross. It's not my only pink Game Boy. I actually got one of these bad boys too. Been meaning to put together. Anyway. Let me, hang on, I need to drop my stream quality because I have limited bandwidth and I don't want to do something dumb. I know upload and download are different, but still. I hate getting these things out. Hi, Isaac. I am streaming. So yes, you can use a screwdriver or something to pull these out, but that's a super good way to mark up the shell, so I never recommend that. And I need to be more careful because I'm marking these up quite a bit too. Oh, there goes that. Oops. Messed that one up. So even though I was trying to be careful, this one kind of got a little bit messed up. So if I ever put this thing back together, it will be quite obvious that it has been taken apart, unfortunately. There we go. Okay. Yeah, a needle's good. I just don't have one handy. And every time I get one handy, I lose it. Cool. I'm not even going to use the screen because the screen looks like garbage. But I just wanted to show taking that whole thing apart. I think that should be good. Like that. Alright. So, I'm actually using a black shell. And with the white parts, I think that will look interesting, if nothing else. But I'm going to put this together kind of backwards compared to how Elliot did it in his video. Hopefully, it should still be fine. But find out, won't we? So we do have to widen this little slot here for the ribbon cable, and unfortunately my file doesn't fit. Kind of banked on that fitting. Maybe I'll just send it and hope for the best. Yeah, there we go. It's working nicely. If you think this Game Boy is crying in pain, you should have seen what I did to this one. Good enough. Right, that's that. So we'll go ahead and get started on this side. So this comes with some double-sided tape. I am having one heck of a time getting off. And this goes in here, just about like that. The ribbon cable I already put in because I didn't want to forget this. The blue side goes up. How did I want to do this? I said I was going to do it backwards, but I think I'm actually not going to do that backwards. I lied. I need to get this assembled. Here it is. Those should work. Oh shoot, those aren't what I thought they were. Or that one is. Never mind. The hinge covers come in two different styles here. I did actually make a whole video on this, but the TLDR is... Well, my lighting doesn't work well for that. The OEM style ones, they have this chamber here. That work, yeah. You can see that shallower chamber, whereas the aftermarket ones are quite a bit deeper. I picked the wrong color to show that off, but I hope that makes sense. I'm using aftermarket hinges, so I need to use aftermarket hinge covers too. You want a Mako branded SP shell? Soon. Focus, you fuck. Anyway, let's get this put together. So I am using aftermarket hinges, mostly because I know this thing's going to be kind of top heavy, and these are brand new. So it's not the smoothest, but I think when there's all that extra weight, it should be fine. All right. I think I'm just outside the frame, and I'm sorry if I am. Oh, no, I'm not. That goes something like that. I think, actually, if I recall correctly, they had to twist it twice to get this to curl up the proper way. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So let me get this. Needs to be modified. I'm going to install this before I get any further. A plus mods, there was a kit for this shell. There is no longer a kit for this shell. It was a limited time thing, and to my knowledge is no longer available. Well, I know it's not available right now, and I'm fairly confident that they are not making more. So I just had to cut out those two walls. The time is indeed past. Now, in theory, we should be able to just drop some screens in and get this going. So in the bottom here, where's that screen I set aside? There it is. Have one of these bad boys. And if I recall, that goes connector down. We'll find out shortly. Gotta actually insert it, by the way. And let's try it out. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Goodness. Good enough. Put that in a moment. So it'd be a lot easier if I went to get different screws. Which, since I just lost that one, I think I might just do that. I found it. The problem is that I'm trying to feed in these tri-point screws. It's just not working out for me. No, I don't want to use that one. My kitty cat is sleeping. You may hear some snores on occasion. Wow, look at how much easier that is. Good sites for OEM hinges. So a word on the word of warning on the OEM hinge side of things. I have found sellers on like Taobao selling OEM hinges, and while what they give you are indeed OEM hinges, what they do not give you always are working OEM hinges. So more often than not, I find that the hinges you get from like Taobao and such are like either seized shut with rust or just all floppy and worn out. I think I ended up getting like, I want to say like 4 pairs or so, which granted isn't that big of a sample size, but of the 4 pairs, I had one good set that I got out of them that I could actually use. So the aftermarket hinges, unfortunately, are going to be the way to go, I think, for that. Oops. Yeah, now that's all nice and loose. Oh, and that too, I never mentioned that, and I glossed right over that. There is such thing as a left hinge and a right hinge. So there's that. Let's install some buttons, because I want to save the best part until last, right? AGS buttons. We can use stock buttons, or I got white buttons. So that is not a dumb question, A+ mods. Left hinges have black clips on them. Right hinges have white clips on them. That matters more for OEM hinges. For aftermarket hinges, these ones in particular, these aftermarket ones with the rivet in the end and the metal hinge bits, I find that these work on both the left and the right, but it works better as a left hinge than it does as a right hinge. Oops, forgot to put the buttons away. Alright. Oh, you know what? We're also missing light pipe. Thought I had a little baggie full of them. I do not have a little baggie full of them. Unless they're in here. They're not in there. Well, shoot. Easy solution. Jesus. Oh, hey, the speaker came out. What's up, Shank? How goes it, my dude? Membranes. Yes, I have membranes right there, but those are dirty and gross. I thought I had factory membranes. Well, shoot, guess I'm using the dirty and gross ones. Just kidding. Alright, so somehow I still have a square nut in this. That worked out. And I'm just going to borrow the pins over here. You know, that speaker mesh that everyone seems to hate does actually serve a function. I don't know if you've seen on like Game Boy Color and Game Boy Pocket consoles, of which I have none handy. Just kidding, found one. And all it cost me was almost knocking my camera out of the holder. You've seen these, stuff falls in those holes and gets stuck to the speaker, and you can see that, and it looks really bad in the clear ones. I don't know why people are so against basic protection on their speakers. Like, I always see so many people get so worked up about audio on the Game Boy, but then they just leave out that mesh. Like, what? That, huh? That seems so counterproductive. Oh, that's going to feel terrible to turn on. Nope. Never mind. That doesn't work at all. I mean, it's just a generic mesh. I mean, it's not something you need specialty. Like, the only one left in my parts drawer is actually freaking really gross. But you can get this stuff in bulk and then just cut it to size. Oops, sorry. I have no idea what it's called, but I know it's a thing. Just tuning in, what questionable decisions are we making today? Do you want to list, or of course Hazi just says the same freaking thing. Well, you know what? Welcome to the club, pal. Oh. Yeah, it's a good way to not lose that square nut if you just leave the battery compartment in always. Do I have one handy? No, I don't. It's probably in here, isn't it? That wasn't. That's not what I was looking for. Give me a good battery that I can easily remove and insert. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking for whichever console has my holder battery. That'll do. I like the batteries that I made, but what they are not good for is repeatedly inserting and removing. Alright, so that all seems to still work as expected. Okay. And let's try it out with the second screen. You know, I was under the impression that, regarding Helder batteries in the UK, I was under the impression that Z Labs is going to start selling some of Helder's stuff. I don't know if that includes batteries, but I'm fairly certain it does. We've only got one screen. What's going on here? Oh, that doesn't look like it's inserted nearly as much as it should be. Oh, that looks way better. Ta-da! Let's not get started on that tumor in the community, Mr. Sparks. Oh dear, that's not supposed to come out. Oh, and I just did that upside down. It's fine. See, it's fine. It's all good. So the reason I just pulled that out is because I wanted to try something. Now, I know Elliot mentioned that this does not work with AGS 101 screens. The voltage drop on the top screen is just a little bit too much, and the image is just real dull. But I never saw any mention of IPS screens. So let's try that. I imagine it won't work. And this kit is defective. So if it's miscolored, that's why. Oh shit, that is not the screen I thought it was. I mean, I know the kit's defective, but... So this is actually something I wanted to see. Oops. I had no way of testing lag on these IPS screens, and it's something I've always been meaning to look into. But now that I have it side by side a regular screen, I can see that there's like a frame of lag, which, to be honest, I expected, but yeah. Where is not Tetris? Don't you think it might be interesting to plug in two IPS screens at the same time? We could do one of the new ones and one of the old ones. I mean, it's not like I don't have more fuses if it comes to that. Oh god, I could plug in a micro screen too. I can do whatever I want. The options, they're limitless. I'd have to go find that Game Boy. You know what? Hang on. I have a thing. I need to find it. Oh, he didn't make it public. It was an unlisted video. Oh, wait, no. Wait, yeah. Shoot. Bear with me. There's that, and then I thought I saw another one right below it. There it is. Go watch that second one. It's like 40 seconds. It's great. I don't know which screen to look at. This is weird. I didn't have that on hand. I just searched it. I just knew exactly where it was. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, that was surf. All right, let's try. An easy flash. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Because I'm pressing the shoulder buttons with how it is. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Update the firmware on with this sketchy ass Game Boy. Oh, good. Okay. We're good. I am going to... I'm just going to set that under there. I have had firmware updates fail on modified Game Boys, so yeah, that was kind of sketchy. I wanted to test the... I don't think I have it. I thought I did. The 240p test suite. I never actually put it on this one. Unless I scrolled right past it like 3 times and didn't even notice. Shoot. Maybe that's it. Probably not, but maybe. Nope. That's not what I wanted. I mean, it should still pass. I don't know why it wouldn't. Oh, that is interesting, though. This bottom screen is out of calibration. It is flickering when it shouldn't be. Wonder if I can calibrate it still. Anyway, let's continue. Getting distracted here. I set aside... Apologies for the background noise, by the way. That is my air conditioning. Oh, no! Oh, I put my Game Boy on top of it. I set aside another thing to hold in the top screen here. This is gross misuse of flush cutters, but it does work, so I guess that's all we can ask for. Oops. Yeah, I snapped a pair of flush cutters like that before, too. I was kind of nervous doing that with my nice ones. Ooh. Notice it doesn't quite fit. But I think that has more to do with... Oh, no! This isn't sized for IPS screens. I'd have to put this on the Dremel and trim it. Oh. Well, we can still use it for testing. Because on the Game Boy Advance consoles, on the SP consoles, when you backlight them, you have to trim this wall. One of the two walls, I think it's this one. This is sized like an OEM screen. Yep. So I'd have to cut this down if I wanted to fit this. That's unfortunate, but not entirely unexpected. Because I wanted to throw this kit in there too. And this is a completely different kit. I wanted to have them both running at the same time to see if I could reproduce the problem I had with this one that made me put this label on it, and how it would work with another kit side by side, but it's unfortunate. Okay, where did my screen go? Let me just throw it. How's about that? Oh, the tape said potentially defective. I got a backlight kit that I put it together and I was playing it just fine. And while I was testing it out, the screen just froze. And the game was still playing. I could still hear it and I could still move around and everything. But the screen was frozen. So I set that kit aside for further investigation. And I've done nothing with it since. We don't need matching bezels. I do need more screws. All right. There you go. I can't actually fit it in the frame, but there's this monstrosity. So yeah, I'm just using, Anthony, I'm just using 001 screens. Elliot says he tried out 101 screens and the voltage drop is a little bit too much on the top screen and it causes it to dim. And if you rewind the stream about 10 minutes, you'll see that I just tried it out with an IPS screen. And while that does work, it physically does not fit because of how the 3D print is designed. And I'm not up to modifying this right now. Not that I wouldn't, but that would require going over there to the Dremel, and I don't want to do that right now. It's also like 10:30 p.m. and I have neighbors, so... Oh boy. Now, the next step would be to peel off the adhesive to stick this down, but I'm not going to do that because I am potentially taking this apart, at the very least, to get this Famicom screen out of here. I probably shouldn't use that for something this silly. Also, I definitely do want to try out more IPS options. But then again, I could just try building the other one that I talked about earlier in the stream and see if that works. I have questions. I don't think it would be very easy to take this apart once the adhesive is on here, because this covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. And I thought that was a weird choice. I would have assumed it would have left these two uncovered, because the two big screws at the top, these are little rubber bumpers that once those are in there, they don't actually hit anything. But, you know, I can't get that out now. Oh, I remember what I wanted to test. I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth. I mean, that's not to say it can't be taken apart. It's just, it's a 3D print. I don't know how well it would put up to repeated disassembly. I imagine not well. Yeah, so both screens are out of calibration. That probably can't see that. And I need to get under the battery to fix that. I've never actually calibrated a Game Boy Advance. I'm gonna have to unplug my phone. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've never calibrated a Game Boy Advance closed while I could still see the screen. And is this screw going to be good enough? Screwdriver, rather. You know, it's not actually possible to get these calibrated with two of them. I can get it close, but there's still this slight flicker that you probably can't see on the video. It's better though. They're not flickering nearly as much. All right. Plug my phone back in. I'll leave it unplugged. I'm not going to be streaming that much longer. All right. So yeah, there we go. This doesn't quite go together as smoothly as I would have liked, but I also didn't actually peel off the double-sided tape, so that is likely why. I'm not going to put those in because I have white ones somewhere to put in. But yeah, how How ridiculous is this thing? You know what? Forgot something. Let me find an emblem. Oh shoot, I don't have any good ones. There we go. Do I not have? It's on here. It's what I want to play. Oh no, there's no save. Forgot about that. Now playing this at this weird angle is going to be interesting. But I don't know, maybe it'll work out. I'm also for once not playing through the viewfinder, so any mistakes I don't have an excuse on. God, that is so weird looking at the other screen. But you know what? Let me you probably see that better, huh? D-pad does kind of suck. It's playable, but I'm not very happy with it. You can turn the lights on and off. So yeah, I'm looking at the bottom screen because it's a lot closer, but I imagine if I didn't have this whole thing shoved underneath a camera, I might actually look at the top screen. Oh, damn it. Alright. I will play this game all night if I don't quit, so... Quitting. Let me catch up on chat one sec. I'll put on Shrek. I don't actually have Shrek. I mean, it might be on the Easy Flash. When I got this thing, it was absolutely loaded with games from Easy Flash. They straight up sent me ROMs when they sent me the cart. They wanted to make sure I tested it, so they gave me everything I needed to test it. Flying Flygon, you're probably asking about the cart that I just launched. That one, right? So, as far as I know, these stickers are officially licensed from a magazine in Japan. I believe it's like Koro Koro or something, Coro. I'm not 100% sure the details, but I know there is a Ruby version as well. I ended up actually making custom stickers. Sticker draw. Made custom stickers for myself. And unfortunately, they are undersized. But this is what the Ruby one looks like. I don't actually have the Ruby one, but I've seen pictures of it, so I recreated it in the same style. I recreated the Sapphire one, and then I made a couple Emerald ones based off of what I thought that they would have made, but I don't think they. I'm not sure if they made an Emerald one. I did find a Koro Koro. No, not a Koro Koro. I did find a sticker on an Emerald cart on a picture online somewhere, and it had a completely different label. But it was based off of some stock art that was made. I don't know if it was third party or like officially licensed like these two are. So I don't know what the deal is with that one, but I like the ones I made. And I made the template, which I didn't really share. As soon as I find a place to get these printed, maybe I will share. I mean, obviously I had them printed already, but I mean, once I find a place that I can get them printed properly in the correct size, I might consider sharing that, but given the trademark logos, I'm a little hesitant to do so. But let me see if I can find that sticker. I have it handy. I think it's still a tab that I literally have open. Nope, recently closed it, but I bet I can find it real quick. Bear with me. Oh, I gotta search where. All right, yeah, I found it. So it is. That's what I found. And I never actually made the sticker, but there is the highest resolution art that I found for it. You just gotta scale that, crop it, throw the Pokemon Emerald logo over it, and Bob Gianti. And no, I'm not selling those stickers. Anyway, I think at this point, I'm basically done. Is the GBA D-pad bigger than the SP? No. My friend, it is the exact same size. We take an SP and a GBA D-pad. You'll notice they are the exact Same size, if not a little bit thicker. Same thing with A and B. Same size, just closer together. How hard would it be to do without the ribbon cable in a scale from 1 to 10? Victor, are you asking me how hard it would be to solder together? Because I hate to sound like I'm gatekeeping, but if you have to ask something like that, I think it's a little bit out of your current skill level. Elliot did make a video on that. That is the first video I have linked in the description. No, second video. It's one of the two videos linked in the description. It's not like there's many. He soldered it together. His soldering looks amazing, but I know for a fact that it took him a very long time to do so. I have kind of done something similar. I never tried soldering that together, but I have somewhere. I have an IPS kit that I was repairing because it's ripped. And this took me like 2 hours, and I only did a fraction of what Elliot had to do. It's tedious as all hell, and if you mess something up, it basically means starting over. Because if you get a short, then you can't really just get in there. There's not enough room to put the iron in there. So it's doable. Depends on how much time you have. Kudos to anyone who can actually get that done. On a related note, if anyone knows the part number for that LCD connector, please hit me up. I need to get more of them. I know it's a standard thing. I just don't know what the hell I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you go back to the beginning of the video or check out the description, I was working on my own version. You just, you still got to solder flat flex connectors on it, but in theory it should work. This is nice because it's a pre-assembled kit, but unfortunately this isn't available anymore. So you'd still have to put this together and then figure out how the hell to fit it inside the case that you have to make. But it does the same thing, more or less. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it at this point. I'm done with what I set out to do. I gotta go clean up, and I don't know. I got something else. I want to do. So I should go. I should go.